Hey, coming to you today from my studio. I'm Rebecca Z. Artist, and I thought it would be fun to share with you this commission that I am working on. I have been in here this afternoon and making some good headway on this piece. And it dawned on me that I don't really get the opportunity to speak to you about my commissions. And in fact, for the last 6 months, I have been really busy with commissions, which is wonderful. But when I can't really talk about them, it kind of, I'm afraid maybe it gives the impression that I'm not busy doing things, but I am. I just can't talk about them. So often the commission work that I do is for gifts. And so it's kind of a big secret, and I have to keep things under wraps. But this commission is for a friend who very kindly commissioned me to come up with a pelican painting for she and her husband. They love pelicans. Who doesn't? They're so cool, awkwardly beautiful, and such a fixture of the local landscape here. Coastal South Carolina is where I live, in Myrtle Beach, and marshes and seabirds and skies and beach foliage. They're all just so endemic to where we live, and so it's really nice to have an opportunity to paint the landscape here. For this commission, I used some digital imaging, which is frequently a tool that I use to sort of imagineer. And if you're a member of my Facebook Watercolor Fun and Free group, I have talked to you about that in some of the videos there, some of the apps that I use for digital imagineering. And I find it very helpful to work with clients and even for my own purposes, to just imagine the possibilities of a scene, because it's rare that we have the perfect reference. More frequently, we're having to combine references, which is good. But sometimes for my clients, and even for myself, figuring out the specifics of an image and working out the details is kind of difficult. So it's easier sometimes to show something and then have a client respond to that with, oh, I'd like it to be a little bit different this way. And so generally what I'll do is I'll work up images that, all of which I like, all of which I feel would be good references for a painting. And then together with my client, then we'll kind of decide which is a personal favorite for them. And that way we're both happy. I haven't submitted any options that I don't think would be good paintings, and they have the opportunity to weigh in on what their favorite might be. It's more collaborative, and to me that's what you pay for when you're doing a commission, is to have some degree of participation. Now in the painting of this image, that's going to be on me, and I really don't look to clients for colors, and in fact, I'll offer the opportunity for a revision at the end if it seems reasonable. But for the most part, my clients are happy, and for that I'm grateful. It's a joy very frequently to do these commissions where you're helping somebody's dream come to life, and you're more frequently, when these are gifts, you're more often the vehicle for some really beautiful exchange. I love that. I think it can be really satisfying, and there's pressure attached to that, and a lot of people really avoid commissions for that reason. And I have to admit that I feel that too on occasion, but it's the rare commission that feels really pressure packed. It's more often that in doing the work in advance of the painting, collaborating with my clients, I find that the actual painting of it isn't as anxious a process, because they kind of know what to expect because of what we've talked about before I even began. So communication is so important, right, in so many realms. With this piece, I have been really working on developing a very unified, harmonious environment, top to bottom, side to side, working around the pelican, which will be the star of the show. Not so much because I plan to leave bare canvas. No, I won't be doing that. But more so because I really just want to concentrate on what's going on around the bird and put that background in. A very common approach. I'm working with golden acrylic paints, which are in the open line of paints. These paints are beautiful pigments. Golden makes a great acrylic paint. I think pretty much every artist agrees on that. They are more expensive, but I think, when I'm doing something like this, I want to use the best possible materials. And sometimes you get what you pay for. In this case, I've been using a lot of transparent pigments. And then I have also been using a quite limited palette. And, limited palette has very few limitations in reality. It's basically about creating a harmonious painting. And it's not to say that I'm going to be only using the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors that I've been using so far. I may open it up and use more, but the fact that I limit my palette really leads to a very harmonious feeling environment, and I like that. I think that's very important, and I sacrifice a lot of things. I would sacrifice a lot of other things to keep the painting harmonious. I would sacrifice realism. I would sacrifice just even super duper colorfulness in order to keep that cohesion. And so limited palette is my strategy. I am using a mix of pure colors and neutralized colors, and hoping to just create a very colorful, wonderful painting for my client. If you've got any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. If you are interested in what kind of techniques I use, what brushes I use, what specific colors I'm using, we can certainly talk about that too. I am more than happy to do that. And if you're interested in a commission, just know that it is something that I do. I do portraiture, I do all different mediums. I do abstract, and in this case, you can see that I'm doing landscapes. So it's all good, it's all fun, and I look forward to hearing from you. I hope you'll leave me a comment below. Take care, have a great day.